Refugees. A reportedly tense phone call between the president and the Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull cast doubt over the agreement, which was negotiated by the Obama administration. Mr. Trump said on Twitter that the plan was dumb and later said he would continue to question the reasoning behind it.
I have a lot of respect for Australia. I love Australia as a country, but we had a problem where, for whatever reason, President Obama said that they were going to take probably well over 1,000 illegal immigrants who were in prisons, and they were going to bring them and take them into this country. And I just said, why? I just wanted to ask a question. I can ask that question of you, why? 1,250, could be 2,000, could be more than that. And I said, why? Why are we doing this? What's the purpose? So we'll see what happens. But, you know, a previous administration does something, you have to respect that. But you can also say, why are we doing this? That's why we're in the jams that we're in.
Well, our correspondent Kim Gattas is in Washington. It's a pretty good question, actually, isn't it, Kim? Why did the Obama administration sign this deal to take in more than 1,000 refugees? Mr. Trump got it wrong. They're not illegal immigrants, they're refugees. Why did he sign this deal?
It is a very good question, and it's a bit of an interesting deal that the Obama administration struck with Australia at the end of last year. I believe sometime soon or around the time of the the Refugee Summit at the UN that President Obama hosted. This was a deal whereby Australia would send, as Mr. Trump was saying there, some 1,250 or 600 or 1,600 asylum seekers who are on island camps on the Pacific nations of Nauru and Papua New Guinea. A lot of them Muslims, or some of them Muslims, some of them from the countries that President Trump has just put on this ban, of this visa ban. In exchange for that, the US would resettle refugees who are in camps in Costa Rica that are backed by the US, and which the US hopes are a way to stem the flow of migrants coming into the US. So in essence, it's a swap. But President Trump must be wondering why he should take these asylum seekers from Australia at all. That is a fair question. In particular, I think he's concerned that it doesn't make him look like he's sticking by his word of not bringing in any more refugees into the country, which is what all of us were reporting on over the weekend. And we do understand that that was one of the things that he said on the call with the Australian Prime Minister. He said, I'm going to get killed politically by this refugee deal with Australia.
But possibly what could be more damaging is the bilateral relationship with Australia, and also America's commitment to human rights potentially, which might explain the bit of a U-turn that Mr. Trump has made on this issue.
Well, I wouldn't say that it's 100% a U-turn just yet. I mean, he has said that it is important to abide by or honor agreements from previous administrations. But in the call with the Australian Prime Minister, he did leave some wiggle room there as well when he said that it was his intention to honor the agreement. His intentions might change. But yes, as you point out, that has caused now a lot of tension and a diplomatic crisis, if you will, with Australia, one of America's top allies. These are uncharted waters. The United States at the moment under President Trump seems to be putting on notice not just its foes like Iran, as we heard yesterday and today, but also its allies, that the way of doing business is going to change and that questions are going to be asked. Remember, one of the promises that Donald Trump made on the campaign trail to his supporters last year was that he would shake things up. He felt that, in essence, America was on the losing end of a lot of deals that it's made with allies around the world, whether it's trade deals, whether it's military alliances, NATO, for example, and he promised to change that. He says, you know, we're constantly on the losing end of these deals, and I don't want to do that. That's going to change. So one of the reasons why these phone calls are maybe being leaked is precisely because people around him want Mr. Trump's supporters to hear and to see that he is sticking by his word and being tough, not just on America's foes, but also on America's allies.
Indeed. Okay, Kim, many thanks for that. Kim Gattas, stay in Washington.